Emmett and Mike Newman, Karen and Dusty Bin, and the 3-2-1 girl.
I couldn't get down there quick enough, but good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to more of the fun of 3-2-1. A show you can't forget because it's always at your fingertips. We're coming to you, as usual, from the Yorkshire Television Studio right here in Leeds. And we've got a great audience here. We've got people from all walks of life. For instance, over here, we've got a party of clairvoyants. And they've just stopped laughing at something I say later on. Over here, we've got a party of Irishmen who've just started laughing at something I said last week. I think it was good evening. There's a party back here. Now, this is interesting. This party back here, they're people who collect coins, and there's a special name for them, misers. But here's the best. This is what you want to think. We've got people here. We've got some injured athletes. We've got some bunny girls, racehorse dopers, shoe repairers, and a crate of turkeys. That's hobblers, wobblers, nobblers, cobblers, and gobblers. Here they are, the dynamic duo. That's Dusty Bin and, of course, lovely Karen Palmer. And how are you this week, Karen?
I'm very well, thank you, Ted.
Okay, good.
But I was wondering about Dusty.
What about him?
Well, being as he's made of metal already, if you wanted to make him bionic, would you use some human parts in him?
Well, I shouldn't think so, not unless he was standing outside Sweeney Todd the barber. Take him away. We'll see the pair of you a bit later on. Off you go, Dusty. Hey. Don't forget. He's our booby prize, folks. Any of our contestants win him, they take home a brand new dustbin. Remember that. Well, the team are here, and so are the people who are going to play 3-2-1, our contestants, and will you please greet them?
My couple are Veronica and Mark Sawyer from Porchester in Hants.
My couple are Elsie and Paul Manning from Lorndo in Stranraer.
My couple are Jan and Tim Cloak from Shrewsbury in Salop.
Tim and Jan from Shrewsbury and Salop. Has anybody ever left the A out and put slop? But that's a very unusual name for a start, isn't it, Tim? Cloak.
It is. Very, very.
Cloak. Is that a real name or is it just a cover? Now, listen, I do know that you come, in fact, from Dublin, and you're also part of a very large family.
That's correct.
How many were there?
7 brothers and 3 sisters. 11.
Seven and 3 sisters? That's 11, that's 10. You've lost one. 7 and 3? Mm-hmm.
7 brothers plus me.
Oh, plus you? Oh, I see. That's 11. He really is Irish, isn't he? 11, that's a team already. Never mind a family. I bet when you're all in the same room, it was a cloakroom, wasn't it?
This is it.
Jan, and I believe the way the two of you met, that was very, very interesting.
Yes, that's
Tell us about that.
We were both working in Spain.
Yeah, what were you doing?
We were both working in rival discotheques.
Rival discos? Well, how did you get together?
I think probably during...
In the middle of the war, I think.
Because those discos, I love the way the kids fling themselves about with those discos, do you? That Magnus Pike's got a lot to answer for, I'll tell you that. I mean, when you see those lights going, the red, blue and yellow, it's like the fire brigade, the police force and the ambulance, all in one hit, doesn't it? Anyway, not to worry, we start with our 1,000-to-1 quiz, and of course, as you know, our couples can win up to £1,000. Now, there's 2 rounds now. In the first round, they play for £10 for each correct answer. And, of course, if they win 10, that means they've scored £100. Whatever they win at the end of the first round, that's the amount they play for each correct answer in the second. Score 10 again, they've got £1,000. Now, at the end of the quiz, the couple with the lowest amount of money leaves us at that point. Nobody comes back next week. More people have an opportunity to come on the show and play 3-2-1. The remaining 2 couples then play the elimination game to see who goes through to where all those fabulous prizes can be won. So, without any further ado, let's have the questions, please, from Patsy and Scott from...
Oh, Bristol, Ted.
Bristol. Are you a home-loving girl?
Well, no. I mean, any place would do. Yours or mine?
I'll ask the questions, Patsy. Off you go. We'll see you a bit later on. Well, anyway, we do like our couples to answer alternately, and, of course, it's always ladies first. And in the first round, there's only 3 ways you can be stopped. They make a mistake, repeat an answer, or if the time runs out. That's when they hear from one of our resident comedians. This week, it's the turn of Mr. Mike Newman.
It's not working out so good, this knitting, you know. I don't know what's happened here. There seems to be... I think, actually, what's happened is these two have got together in the night because... Look!
I'd like to see you do that with that. It's been pretty good. Well, anyway, you're playing for £10 a point, so as you are, we're not going to give you one to start with. I mean, the way you're going to get the £1,000 is to get 10 correct answers. Good luck to you. This is your first question. We want the commonly used names for small cakes and buns sold over the counter in this country. We don't want biscuits or scones. We'll give you an example, macaroons, but you must not use that. So small cakes and buns, now.
Fairy cakes.
Tea cakes.
Cream puffs.
Baps.
Mince pies.
Cream pies.
Fruit pies.
Buns. I've got a friend, he's as daft as a bath bun. He keeps a budgie in a goldfish bowl. I said, why do you keep a budgie in a goldfish bowl? Why don't you keep it in a cage? He said, I used to, but all the water kept coming through the bars.
Well, in fact, you ran out of time there. There were a few more you could have said, Jan and Tim. There was Danish pastries, Japs, eclairs, Eccles cakes, donuts, but how many have they scored, Patsy?
Well, Jan and Tim have scored 7, making £70.
Very good. £70. And here we've got Paul and Elsie from Lochnaw in Stranraer, which is, of course, Scotland.
It is.
Lovely part of the world, that, Elsie and Paul. I see that, Paul, you're a caravan proprietor.
Yeah.
And does that mean you own several of them, or what?
Yes, about 60.
60?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So they really come to you in the summer, do they?
They try to.
Well, you don't put them out, surely.
No.
Where's the petrol?
All the petrol? Oh, yeah, we've all got problems with that. I've got an eye here, you know, for what I'm going to give away for Christmas presents this year. Petrol in aftershave bottles. And, you know, I spent my early years, as a matter of fact, in a caravan. But something very unusual happened at the age of 4. Our home ran away from us. Oh, it's right, Ripple from you. And Elsie, I've got to tell you, Elsie, this is incredible because I see you have quite a record for jobs, don't you?
Yes.
Now, how many jobs have you in fact had?
Well, in 4 years I had 28 different jobs.
28? No wonder we got an unemployment problem. I believe, in fact, that you actually had 3 jobs in one day, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
And what were they?
I started off sewing overalls till morning break, and then I went working in a cafe peeling potatoes and things, and then I went down for coffee after that, and I met one of my friends, and she said they were looking for girls sewing jeans, so I went with her and started there in the afternoon.
Well, at the last job, did you get a reference from the first 2 jobs?
Yes.
I've had a few jobs in my time, and one time I was a lion tamer, then I was a school teacher, but I gave that up. I lost my nerve. Patsy, can we have the questions, please? Good luck to the pair of you. That's Paul and Elsie. You are going for £10 for each correct answer. Don't forget, answer alternately. We want the names of main, popular and fun dances, not individual steps, done by many people during this century at parties, dances and discos. We'll give you an example, waltz, but you must not use it. So popular fun dances, now.
Polka.
Twist.
Quick step.
Rock and roll.
Locomotion.
Samba.
Paso doble.
Rumba.
Jig.
Highland fling.
I didn't want to get into all this knitting thing, you know. I was sitting in the canteen the first day I got here, and Alan Tarrant, who's producing this show, he come over to me, he says, "You knit."
It was very close to the truth as well. Patsy, how did Paul and Elsie do?
Well, Elsie and Paul have scored 10, which is £100.
A maximum of 100. Well done. Yes. Well, and in under time, too, so if they do it next time, that's £1,000. Now we've got Mark and Veronica. You're from Porchester in Hampshire, yes?
That's right. Yeah.
I know that area quite well myself, as a matter of fact. But Mark, would you talk amongst yourself for a minute? I'd like to talk to Veronica, because I understand she used to be a bunny girl. Is that right?
Yeah, a long time ago.
A long time ago?
Yeah.
Where were you? Were you in London?
No, Portsmouth's got a Playboy.
Oh, yes, I had been to that place. I actually went to the Portsmouth Bunny Club. It was a fancy dress ball, and I went as a ferret and got slung out. Now, Mark, you work, in fact, in a shipyard, don't you?
That's right, yeah.
What exactly do you do?
Well, I'm a trials and testing engineer.
Yes?
We're involved with the testing of the ship electrically and taking it on sea trials and just proving it electrically. It's
Really?
all sound.
I did a show for the Navy recently, and they revived a very old naval custom just for me. It wasn't splicing the main brace, it was walking the plank. Patsy, can we have their questions, please? Good luck to the two of you. Look, we've got quite a tight situation. Couple number one have got 70, couple number two on 100 at maximum. Let's see how you're going to do for £10 for each correct answer. We want the names of things that you can ask to have done to your hair at the hairdresser's. We'll give you an example, tinting, but you must not use it. So things you can have done to your hair now.
Wash and set.
Perm.
Blow dry.
Cold.
Cut.
Rolled.
Bun. Put in a bun.
Put in pigtails.
Bleached.
Shaved.
Now then. The wife came home from the hairdresser's last week. I said to her, what are we having for dinner, love? She said, chicken, ham, turkey, side of veal, leg of pork, guinea fowl, black and white pudding, bacon and sausages, asparagus tips, 27 vegetables, and 9 different types of ice cream. I said, why so much, love? She says, the deep freezer's broken down.
Well, we don't seem to have broken down here, do we, Patsy? How have our third couple scored here?
Well, Veronica and Mark have scored 10, making £100.
Another maximum. So, the situation at the end of the first round, we have couple number one, that's Tim and Jan on £70, but joint leaders at the moment. We have Elsie and Paul on £100, plus Mark and Veronica also on a maximum of 100. Yeah, 100. Very good. So it's the second round, and you're playing for £70 each correct answer. Get 10, that's £700. Patsy, can we have the second question, please? Thank you. Now, Tim and Jan, you know that this is the more difficult round, and as it is the more difficult round, well, we do give you one to start with here. But here there is only 2 ways they can be stopped. That's if they make a mistake, or in fact, if they run out of time. Now, we still want you to answer alternately. I will ask you the questions, but if you don't know the answer, just say don't know, and I'll go on to your partner with the next question, all right? So good luck to the two of you for £70 each correct answer. This question is about famous people who are renowned for one activity in particular. We will give you the name, and we want you to give us the sphere in which that person excelled. For example, Charles Lindbergh excelled in the world of flying, so we'll start you with Lindbergh and...
Flying.
Jack Hobbs.
Don't know.
Marconi.
Radio.
Rudolph Valentino.
Dancing.
Scott Fitzgerald.
Don't know.
Alexandra Fleming.
Medicine.
Howard Carter.
Don't know.
Alfred Munnings.
Don't know.
Alfred Harmsworth.
Don't know.
George Gershwin.
Music.
Good pause now for Michael. I have a friend, his name is Horace Puftwater. I said to him, what's the greatest invention you've ever heard? He said, the thermos flask. I said, what makes you say that? He said, think about it. You put cold food into it, it stays cold. You put hot food into it, it stays hot. What I want to know is this. How does it know?
Well, Tim and Jan, you didn't know Jack Hobbs. Well, of course, he was famous for cricket. You didn't know Scott Fitzgerald. He was a writer, of course, of novels. There was Howard Carter. Well, he was famous for archaeology, Tutankhamun's tomb in Egypt. And, of course, Alfred Harmsworth, well, that was journalism, press and politics. We've accepted Rudolph Valentino. You said dancing. In fact, he was an actor, but he set the trend for the tango, you remember. How they scored, Patsy?
Well, Jan and Tim have scored 5, making £350.
350. Can we have the questions, please, for Paul and Elsie? They're on a maximum of 100. Is that going to be enough to win tonight? You do not know. The question is about men who have dominated the political life of their country for a number of years. The political life of their country. We'll give you the man's name. We want you to give us the country. So we'll start you with Franco in Spain. So Franco in...
Spain.
Peron.
Argentina.
Mustafa Kemal.
Don't know.
General Smuts.
South Africa.
Mackenzie King.
Don't know.
Chiang Kai-shek.
China or Taiwan.
Salazar.
Don't know.
Mussolini.
Italy.
Edward Benesh.
Don't know.
Kekkonen.
Yugoslavia.
Political dominatrix. My father was a strange man. He was half Red Indian, half Irish. His name was Tomahawk. He was never a great success in life, my father. You see, he was a burglar, and my mother wouldn't let him go out at night.
Oh, yes. Well, there was a few you didn't know there, of course. There was Mustafa Kemal from Turkey. Mackenzie King was from Canada. Salazar was Portugal. I think you did say that, but you said another country, didn't you? Or did you not? And something else. That's why we're not accepting that. Edward Beneš was Czechoslovakia, and Kekkonen or Kikkonen from Finland. You didn't know that, but what did they score?
5, making £500.
£500. How's that? Thank you much. Thank you muchly, Patsy. For Mark and Veronica, also on a maximum. Good luck to the two of you. We've got a £350 and a 500. This question is about the chief characters of certain well-known books. We'll give you the name of the character. We want you to give us the name of the well-known book he or she appears in. Now, Heathcliff appears in Wuthering Heights, so we'll give you Heathcliff in...
Wuthering Heights.
Scarlett O'Hara.
I don't know.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Don't know.
Kunta Kinte.
Roots.
Michael Henchard.
Don't know.
Elizabeth Bennet.
I don't know.
Winston Smith.
Don't know.
Becky Sharp.
I don't know.
Maximilian de Winter.
Don't know.
Jim Hawkins.
I don't read a lot. I can read reading, but I can't read writing. I wrote a book once. It was called Interesting Places for People to Go Who Walk in Their Sleep. I followed it up then with how to remove your appendix in your spare time.
Well, Mark and Veronica, the only new one there, in fact, that was Kunta Kinte from Roots. Scarlett O'Hara was Gone with the Wind. I'm sure you can think of it all now. Ebenezer Scrooge, Christmas Carol. Michael Henchard was Mayor of Casterbridge. Elizabeth Bennet, Pride and Prejudice. Winston Smith, 1984. Becky Sharp was Vanity Fair. Maximilian de Winter was Rebecca. And, of course, Jim Hawkins, Treasure Island. But, Patsy, how did they score?
Well, Veronica and Mark have scored 2, which is £200.
£200. Right, so at the end of the quiz, we've got couple number 3 here, Mark and Veronica, on £200. Couple number 1, that's Jan and Tim, on £350. But clearly the leaders of our quiz this week, Elsie and Paul, £500. Which means, unfortunately, Veronica and Mark, we do have to say goodbye to you at this point in the show. We hope you'll stick around and enjoy the rest of the show with us. Karen's here. Well, there you are with your £200. Would you like to take that?
Thank you.
There, of course, is your ceramic dusty bin.
Lovely.
He's worth his weight in gold, I can tell you that. Well, they're a nice couple of folks. Thanks so much for coming. Well, we'll be back with a lot more goodies, a lot of surprises and prizes. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for a couple of minutes to 3, 2, 1. See you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, to part 2 of 3, 2, 1, where our remaining couples, that's Paul and Elsie from beautiful Stranraer in Scotland, and we've got Tin and Jan here from you're Shrewsbury, aren't you? That's right. They're going to play our elimination game, and the winner, of course, goes through to part 3, where all those fabulous prizes can be won. Now, the theme of the show this week is the Twenties. That's why they're dressed up like this, and you'll notice, it's enough to make anyone giggle, isn't it? Your knees are tied together there. We want you to Charleston with variations. You've got spikes on your heels and on your elbows. Now, there's 3 whistles. On the first whistle, we want you to dash up here. Fellas, you've got to dance through here, bursting as many balloons as you can with your heels and your elbows, okay? Don't slip over. It won't be the Charleston, it'll be the Black Bottom. Now, on the second whistle, you change places with your partner. Ladies, you take over bursting the balloons. And at the third whistle, you stop. The one who's burst the most balloons, of course, goes through to try for those big, big prizes. So we're all set. Karen is here with the whistle. Good luck to you all. 3, 2, 1, go. like to come back here, please? Give them a round of applause, folks. You want to slip out of those? I think you can if you wish. Well, now, how well did we do? Mireille, how did Paul and Elsie do?
My couple popped 22 balloons.
Oh, they popped 22. Oh, Annie, how many did your couple pop?
My couple popped 25.
25! Oh. Lovely. Okay, Tim and Jan, you're going through to have a chance for the really big prizes, and we do have to say goodbye to Paul and Elsie here. You had a good time?
Oh, it's been smashing.
They're smashing having you here, really. They've been lovely people. And here's your money you won in the quiz. How much was that, Karen?
Oh, gosh, I've forgotten.
Do you remember how much it was? 500. They don't forget. There's your ceramic dusty bin. How are you? There's your photo frame. Thank you very much indeed. Photograph has been taken of you during the show, and of course it's already on its way through the post to you. Give them a nice round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Down here at Ted's table. Now, if you'd like to stand here, Jan, that's it. And Tim, you can stand right there on the corner. As you know, this is where it really happens. All this thumbs up here from the front row. Well, I do hope you're going to do well. I'm sure you are. As you know, we have 5 sketches, and of course there are 5 prizes, 4 super ones and the booby old dusty bin. Win him, you've got a new dustbin on your hands, right? Now then, at the end of each of our sketches, one of the characters comes here and leaves a clue, reads you a rhyme. Now, when you've got 3 of those on the table, I ask you to reject 1. When you've rejected 4 in all, the remaining one is the prize you take home with you tonight, okay? Now, on this series, we have plenty of motor cars, but we don't have one every week, so you've got to really put your thinking caps on. The money you've won in the quiz, of course, that's already yours for safekeeping. So we're going to have our first sketch. Put your heads together, really start to think. You know, our theme, as I said, is the 20s, and those glorious golden years when Hollywood was just being born, when Rudolph Valentino made it chic to be loved by a sheik. I was talking to an Arab sheik the other day who had 100 wives. And I said, 100 wives? You must have a fabulous time. He said, get away. I spend most of my time shopping for anniversary presents. But from the past to the present, as we go home to see one of these sheiks right at this moment.
Eastern passion, my aristocratic flower of English womanhood.
I can't marry you. I'm promised to another, ain't I?
Put the guitar in, get the guitar in, put the guitar in.
Victor Spinetti, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, Vic?
I'm fine, yeah.
Now, listen, what are you bringing here as the clue for us?
I've got a clue.
What is that?
Here it is.
It's a picture of Victor and a camel. That's a pretty good likeness, too, isn't
That's
it?
me.
I mean, of the camel.
Yeah,
okay, Vic, it's lovely. Thank you for coming on the program.
No, it's a pleasure, lovely.
A very, very busy man, always, and in
Yeah.
so many spheres of the business. You write, you direct, as well as act.
Yeah, I'm easily hated. I do too much, you know.
Listen, what do you have in the pipe? What are you doing right now?
Well, I'm going to the States, actually. I'm directing a musical on Broadway.
A Great White Way.
So I'm going.
A big
I'll be home for Christmas, so
yes.
don't worry about it.
Lovely. In fact, you enjoy that. I first saw you, of course, on Broadway in the play, didn't I, a long time ago?
That's right, yeah.
We won't go into that. There's too many grey hairs. Would you like to read your rhyme for Tim and Jan here?
All right. This is from my heart. Nawr hier I gach war gaif, blir in our gachan gar hier, van gloch en our, hand war daur, macher hier, nor bath gau.
We didn't want it in Arabic.
As well.
Well, he understood it. I didn't. Yeah, you would do up there. Now, would you read it in English?
Of course. Sorry. Here we go. The wheels go round and round. They hardly make a sound. Wherever you go, in rain, sun, or snow, remember what you found.
Well, shalom, you're right. Ladies and gentlemen, Victor Spinetti. Thank you so much. Well, of course, ladies and gentlemen, in that last scene, you did see the lovely Dilys Watling, of course, who will be on our show in just a little while. You'll be looking forward to seeing her, I'm sure. We're going to have another sketch. Have you any idea what that means yet?
Thinking about it. The wheels are ticking.
As long as they're going round.
Create a noise.
Think hard. Our second sketch, you know, the big thing, of course, in the 20s were the parties where the conversations often went like, I say, old boy, have you seen the stock exchange reports? Rabbit Enterprises has doubled their stocks overnight. English Elastic has dropped its big holdings. And ladies' briefs have touched bottom. Let's eavesdrop on a typical party of the time.
Absolutely. Oh, yes. Thank you very much, my dear.
Walked over to me and said,
Yes, not
I say, it's Bingo Riddle, isn't it? How do you do, old thing?
Bongo Puddle, good heavens. Fancy knocking into your hair. I didn't know you knew the Dutch.
Well, actually, I don't. I'm here with Bingo Fiddle.
Is Bingo here? I haven't seen him since we left the old school.
Yeah, Bingo, come and say hello to Bingo.
Oh, Bingo, old thing. Hello, Bingo. Super to see you.
Bobo, have you met Bingo Riddle, Bobo Fubble?
Hello, Bingo.
Super to see you, old thing.
And you know Bongo Puddle?
Oh, hello, Bongo.
Hello, you look absolutely spiffy, old thing.
Super to see you.
Bongo, darling.
Oh, Bongo. Super to see you. Have you met this lovely man? This is Bingo Fiddle, this is Bingo Riddle, this is Bongo Puddle, this is Bongo Muddle.
Oh, John. Delighted.
I say, you're not Bobo Muddle's sister, are you, by chance?
Yes, I am.
Good heavens! Have you met Bongo, Bingo? I didn't know he's here.
Oh, yes, he's over there with his fiancée, Susan Smith.
Susan Smith? What a silly name.
It's Bongo Fiddle.
It's Bumpkin Jenkins, isn't it?
It's Jimmy Ribble. Now, listen. Why is it, Mike, every time I see you, you've got a glass in your hand?
Well, I've got to take it out of my mouth sometimes.
Listen, that's obviously got to be the clue, is it?
That must be the clue.
Now, you got a rhyme, too, for Tim?
For
and...
our friends, my friends from Dublin, you see.
Of course.
No favoritism here now. Now then, here we go. Bingo's voice is the automatic choice. It's his nib's duty to see you win a beauty. Get out of that, Blue Eyes.
Yeah, well, they're going to try and do just
that.
Okay,
All right,
Mike, see you in a moment. Take care now. No idea, Tim? What are you thinking about that?
Redundant bingo hall.
There was enough of them in there, wasn't there, really? Well, you could be right. I'll tell you what you have to do. You've got to start really thinking about it when the next one's on the table. That's when I'm going to ask you to reject one. Have a look now. We're going to have one more sketch, because life in the 20s was very prim and proper. I mean, girls would dress in several layers of clothes. Not like today. The way the girls dress, one puff of wind and they're in bed, aren't they? I mean, in the old days, of course, it was always slap and tickle. These days, it's all tickle and no slap. A slight ripple from you. One thing that hasn't changed over the years, of course, and that was the meeting with the prospective father-in-law.
So, young Dilys, you want to marry my daughter Nancy?
Yes, Lord Lummy.
Any insanity in the family before this, I mean?
No, sir.
What does she have to say about it?
I think she's rather keen on me, actually, sir.
I'm not surprised. You have all the right qualifications for her. You're alive and male. If you have a face like a sea boot, you can't be too choosy. Do you drink, gamble, or womanize?
Well, it's very kind of you, sir, but could we settle the other matter first?
I'm trying to find out whether you're suited.
Oh, yes, sir. I just thought a blazer more appropriate for a Saturday afternoon.
What are your prospects? Do you own any property?
I've got a bicycle and some books. And a cricket bat.
I mean property, real property. Estates, lands, houses. What about your father?
Oh, yes, I've got one of those.
Exactly why do you want to marry my daughter?
What shall I say? That she's the most fascinating, beautiful girl I've ever met.
I'd rather have the truth.
I need the money.
That's better. At least I know she's not marrying a complete fool. Dennis, I'll be honest with you. If you can make her very, very happy, she's yours. What about other women?
How many?
I mean, are you attracted to other women?
Sir, your daughter's the only girl I've ever loved. I have never so much as looked at another woman in all the years I've known Nancy.
Pip, Pip. You're the ideal man. You have my blessings. I think I hear Nancy now.
Anyone for Dennis?
It's Chris Emmett.
No, it's Dennis the silly ass.
Oh, it's not Dennis the silly Billy.
Oh, well, if you insist. Hello.
What are you leaving as the clue, Dennis?
Well, I'm leaving you a hand of bridge. There you are. I threw my hand in on May the 3rd. Now then.
What are you going to read for the rhyme for these lovely people?
I'm going to read this. Do as you're bid, what do you think? You'll find a nod is as good as a wink.
Now then, now we've really got to get down to something here.
I don't know what that means.
There you go, Chris. Well, thanks anyway. Now we're about to find out. A good hand of bridge. Now then, Jan, I can read you the one that Victor brought in or the one that Mike Newman brought in. What would you like to hear again? Yes? You go along with that, Jan?
Yeah.
All right, fine. He said, Bingo's voice is the automatic choice. It's his nib's duty to see you win a beauty. So, now it's up to you. One of them has to go. So what do you reckon?
That one, I think.
Number one, eh?
Yeah.
Number one?
Majority decision.
Yes?
Yeah.
So you've got an idea what you think that might be, have you?
I think it's photographic equipment.
Photographic equipment, you think, because of Victor Spinetti's picture, do you think?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Well, it said the wheels go round and round. They hardly make a sound wherever you go in rain, sun, or snow. Remember what you've found. Now, there, let's see. What, wheels go round and round, hardly make a sound. Well, did that make you think it was the wheels of a car? Well, no, it didn't, did it? The sketch was about filming, and you were absolutely right. You'll be able to see yourself wherever you go because you've rejected this fantastic cine equipment. Now, just take a look at this. There you got a projector there. There's the camera. There's the microphone. There's the editor. There's two lights. It's fantastic. It's a very, very lot of money, I can tell you that. Could you have done with that?
Yes.
Yes, I'm sure you could. You've lost it now. It's gone. Stay there for a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stay too. Come back in a couple of moments. We won't be too long away. 3, 2, 1. More surprises. Thank you. ladies and gentlemen, where Tim and Jan from Shrewsbury have just rejected some phenomenal, really marvellous cine equipment, but we're going to have more prizes in just a moment, because it's time now for a song from the past. But it's as fresh as ever today, because it's going to be sung by our delightful lady guest, the wonderful Dilys Watling.
What's cute about a little cutie? It's her beauty, not brains. Old Father Time will never harm you if your charm still remains. After you grow old, baby, there's no need to be a cold baby. Keep young and beautiful, it's your duty to be beautiful. Keep young and beautiful if you want to be loved. Don't fail to do your stuff with a little powder and a puff. Keep young and beautiful if you want to be loved. If you're wise, exercise all the fat off. Get it off here, over there. If you're seen anywhere with your hat off, have a Marcel waving your hair. Take care of all your charms, and you'll always be in someone's arms. Keep young and beautiful if you want to be loved. If you're wise, exercise all the fat off. Get it off over here, over there. If you're seen anywhere with your hat off, have a Marcel waving your hair. Take care of all your charms, and you'll always be in someone's arms. Keep young and beautiful if you want to be. If you want to be. If you want to be loved.
Lovely. Hey, Dilys, lovely to see you. And what are you leaving here as the clue?
Well, it's a 1929 coin.
A coin?
Very appropriate.
But it is nice to have you on the show, I must say. And the last time I saw you, in fact, was in that record-breaking pantomime at the Palladium.
Oh, yes, Aladdin.
What did you... You played Aladdin, of course.
I played Principal Boy.
Did you enjoy that?
Yes. Very butch I was, too. You know,
That I've got to see. I don't believe it at all. Well, how about that rhyme, then, for Tim and Jan?
Right. Now, look at this clue with interest. There's more than meets the eye. This you will appreciate over the years, so why not give it a try?
Why not, indeed? We'll find out if they will right now. Ladies and gentlemen, lovely Dilys Watling. Thank you. So, right, you've just heard that from Dilys. I can read you the hand of bridge again. It came from Chris Emmett, and, of course, Mike Newman brought in the glass. Which one would you like to hear?
That one, I think.
You reckon that's so, Tim?
Yes, yes.
All right, I'll read this from Chris. Came from the third sketch, the marriage one. Do as you're bid, what do you think? You'll find a nod is as good as a wink. So, any idea what that could be? You thought the last one was film equipment, and you were right on that.
I think that might be the dustbin.
You think that might be the dustbin?
She's
What do you
definitely...
think?
She's putting it all in there. She reckons that's the dustbin.
Yeah, what about you? Are you going to put your all in there?
No, I'll let her make the mistake this time.
You want to really reject that?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
All right, then. Okay. Do as you're bid. What do you think? You'll find a nod is as good as a wink. Said Chris, that's right. Right. Well, where do people bid, nod, and wink? Of course, at an auction room. And here to tell you what you would have won is Christopher Elwes from the South Kensington branch of one of London's leading auction houses. Thank you very much indeed for coming along. Unfortunately, Tim and Jan have rejected this particular prize here. What are you? Some lovely. Now, what do you call that? That is what?
Well, I think it's very much a 20s piece in keeping with the period flavour this evening here.
Yes, she's beautiful, isn't she?
It's an Art Nouveau statue by Allonville.
Uh-huh.
And a claret jug with pewter mounts made in Germany about the same time.
So, Chris, tell us this. This wouldn't have been the prize if they'd won.
No, indeed not. Those are just samples of the prize that you could have won, the sort of thing that you could have had.
And what in fact would have happened? I mean, if they'd have won the prize, what would it have been?
Well, the prize was £1,000 to spend at our auction. You would have had a choice of anything of the 2,500 lots each week that are offered Furniture, pictures, silver, porcelain, jewellery. You name it, you could have chosen it.
Well, I'm afraid you have turned it down. You've rejected it. Bless you, Chris. Thank you very much for coming up.
Great
Thank you.
pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Christopher L. Right, so Tim and Jan, we've got one more to come on the table before we have the last three to get down to the last one. Let's have our last sketch right now. You know, in the 20s, gangsters really flourished in Chicago. I mean, there was J. Edgar Hoover and the FBI. They were ruthless in their pursuit of crooks. They'd sweep through the city cleaning up, beating up. Al Capone once said, "That Hoover beats as it sweeps, as it cleans." Our last sketch takes place at a hoodlum's hideout.
Better look after your mother, you know. I always say, you don't take care of your mother, nothing's gonna be right.
Patsy,
I wanted...
give me a light.
Sure, boss.
Oh, sorry, boss. I thought it was the gun lighter that Lucky gave you.
Patsy, give me your gun.
Sorry, boss. Like I say, boss, it was a mistake, boss.
I told you before, I don't allow mistakes. What do you want me to do, label them?
Listen, boss, it's nice to have something you can depend on.
If anybody ever puts a price on your head, take it. Now, boys, this one's gonna be easy.
I don't like it, boss.
Why, what's the problem?
Well, to start with, where are we going to get 3 lorries from?
Laxey'll get them.
Yeah, boss, yeah. Look at the last time we asked him to get 2 pickups. I got you 2 pickups. Yeah, look at him.
Hi, boys.
The one on the left rang up the Samaritans last week, and they hung up. I don't like it, boss, you know. You say Scarface is out of town?
Yeah, she's gone to her mother's for the week.
Thing is this, boss, have you got a customer lined up?
Got a whole city full of them. Nobody can get bootleg hooch at any price. That Capone guy knows what he's doing, but he better watch out. We're on our way up.
Yeah, boss.
Now, boys, this is the plan, and it's gonna be a walkover.
Haven't you forgotten something, Mugsy?
What's that, honey?
There ain't no prohibition in Scunthorpe.
There are 9 million stories in this city, and we had to pick this one?
Sir Felix.
Yes, me.
Now, what do you... Well, this is the...
That is a clue. It's an iron bar, but actually, yeah, it is iron bar.
Where'd you...
I'd like to pig it over the head with it.
Has he cost you that much?
Yeah, something.
Anyway, have you got a rhyme, please, for Tim and Jan?
Oh, I think I put it in my pocket for a minute. You know, I've had so much to do tonight. He's a bit of... Shall I read it now?
Would you please?
Not like that man from... He was ever so posh, wasn't he? He's a bit of a mixer.
Is he really?
Not him, I'm right. He's a bit of a mixer, a bit of a fixer. He may have a little ice, but if you make him welcome, you'll find him rather nice.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Felix, Bowness.
Lovely to meet you.
Well, there we go then, Jan. Tim, I can read you this one again, which came from Dilys, Watling, the coin. And, of course, Mike Newman brought in the glass. Which one would you like to hear?
That one.
The glass?
I think she's come up with something.
You think she's come up with something? Well, let's hope she has. You want to hear this? Bingo's voice is the automatic choice. It's his nib's duty to see you win a beauty. So what do you think you want to reject?
That one.
Why?
Because I think his nib's duty's an anagram of Dusty Bin. Nib's duty, Dusty Bin.
There's a bit of a thought, huh? So you're definitely going to reject it?
She's told me.
So you both want to reject this?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what it is this time. Right, you've rejected the empty glass. Okay. This was your automatic choice. We'd see the bingo this week. Nibs's duty is an anagram of Dusty Bin, and you've rejected it. Yeah. Oh, listen, do you hear this? They both say, oh, what a shame, and they're so delighted they've got rid of him. Look at him. There he is there with a monocle on and everything. Well, I'm sorry, Dusty, old mate. Put him outside. We're ready for the refuse again.
Just me and Dusty.
Take it off. Bye-bye, Karen. Well,
That was very good, thought.
Oh, he's happy now. Well, you know, you've got two great prizes to take home with you. We've got, I can read both of these again. We've got the one Felix brought in, of course. It says, he's a bit of a mixer, a bit of a fixer. He may have a little ice, but if you make him welcome, you will find him rather nice.
I think that's maybe electrical kitchen equipment.
Oh.
Mixer, ice, fridge. No? Yeah?
Yes. I'll read you Dilys' one again. This says, now look at this clue with interest. There's more than meets the eye. This you will appreciate over the years, so why not give it a try? So this is the moment of decision. Tim and Jan?
I'd like to keep that one.
Okay.
You want to reject that one?
Yeah,
You wanna reject?
Your choice.
Yeah, we'll reject that.
You're rejecting this one?
Yep.
Definitely?
Yeah.
How do you feel about it, Jan? No arson? He's the boss. All right.
She's got a kitchen full of equipment.
Oh, she's got a kitchen full of equipment. You've already paid a lot of money, have you, Tim? Okay. No, not that much, he said.
Slower here.
Okay, you rejected the iron bar. Well, we have got a bit of a mixer and a bit of a fixer on our show, and it's not Dusty Bin because you know you've just rejected him. No, it's our 3-2-1 barman, Chris Reed, who's going to give you, or was anyway, a 3-2-1 cocktail. Chris, are you there, please? There you are, Chris. How about that? Now then, Tim, could you have done with this bar, huh?
I could have found a place for it.
Well, look, Chris Reed's mixed you both a cocktail. Have a sip of that. What is it? Exactly, what is this, Chris?
It's a Harvey Wallbanger, Tim.
Harvey Wallbanger?
Indeed.
You know what, Jan? That's a Harvey Wallbanger. Tell me what you think of that.
Just be careful.
And is this one for me?
It is indeed.
That can't be bad. Wonderful. It's a Harvey Wallbanger.
Nice.
Hello, I think Tim's eyes are going a bit there. I think you better put it down. You've got a bit of thinking to do, yeah? Okay? Well, you have rejected it. I think you'll all agree it's a really marvellous prize, but it has to go. Annie, Chris, bye-bye. Thank you very much. This is the prize you're taking home with you tonight. Dilys Watling left the coin. It said, now look at this clue. That's it, tighten up there. Look at this clue with interest. There's more than meets the eye. This you will appreciate over the years, so why not give it a try? Now then. Well, the key words here were interest and appreciate. And the clue, of course, was a coin 50 years old. Now, just have a look at this. Right, now let's see. If you'd have invested £10 in 1929, there's 1929, £10. Now then, in 1939, that would have been worth £26. In 1949, it would have been worth £67. 1959, that would have been worth £174. 1969, £553. But today, in 1979, that same £10, and it's what you've won, is worth £1,174. Now that, added to the limit the IBA are allowed to give you for a show like this, comes to £1,250. How about that? Congratulations, Tim. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you, congratulations. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. As you can see, we have unusual prizes here on 3-2-1 every week. Tune in next week. Don't miss the fun. Will we have a car? Who knows? The pin will be back. That we do know. See you next week, 3-2-1. Good night, everybody.